Are you wondering what it's like buying properties in Toronto or selling properties in Toronto right now during COVID-19 and what sort of precautions are being taken? Well then, this is the video for you. Stick around. We'll explain it in full detail. My name is Jim Emilson and I'm the founder of the Emilson Group at eXp Realty, and today's video is going to explain to you the process involved in showing real estate in Toronto during COVID-19, which has changed everything. And of course, this is the reason I have the mask off. If you don't mind, I'm going to take that off right now. So you may be interested in the answer to this question because you are considering buying a condo or a house in Toronto and you're wondering what it's like to look in someone's house during COVID-19, or maybe you're thinking of selling your condo or house in Toronto and you're curious about what sort of safeguards are in place to make sure that it's as safe an experience as possible for you and your family, and of course for those who are looking at your piece of Toronto real estate. So let me explain to you this, that number one, for all showings that take place in Toronto during COVID-19, it is absolutely required, no exceptions allowed, that everyone who is looking at that property must be wearing a mask. This is the absolute bare minimum. So if you're going to look at a piece of real estate in Toronto, just as you would going into any other public place, going into a gas station or into a store, you have to wear your mask. So if you're not able to wear a mask, well then this is not the time for you to look at Toronto real estate, because even if you have an exception for health reasons, well, a private homeowner has a right to demand that you wear a mask. It's just being reasonable. So that's number one, the mask, very important thing. Now, in some cases, your real estate agent who's representing you, if you are a buyer, is going to receive instructions that may include not just the mask, but also even wearing gloves, disposable gloves. So I know for myself, I have a box of disposable gloves in the car all the time, so that if that's one of the rules of the homeowner, and they have that right, it's their home after all, they have the right to ask that precautions are taken because they're trying to protect their own family. So if they ask that you wear gloves, well, of course, we're just going to comply. We're going to give you some gloves so that you are definitely wearing them during the showing. A lot of homeowners are not requiring gloves though, but here's a very, very typical showing instruction. We are making sure that every one of our listings, this is always a standard instruction, is that we ask that buyers not touch anything. And we mean that. So we're asking our sellers to actually keep their lights on throughout the home, keep the doors open throughout the home, because that way the showing realtor and the prospective buying clients are able to walk through the entire home and they don't have to touch anything. So if you're a buyer, you know, it's easy enough to get a little sloppy in this regard because it's unusual for us not to touch things. We are touchy-feely by nature. You're buying a piece of real estate. You know, you want to touch that door, you want to touch that light switch, but please, please, please just don't do it. If it happens that a door is closed and needs to be open, it might be that your realtor has a pair of gloves and he or she can open it for you. And as far as the light switches, well, those can be opened with a key. Again, leave it to your realtor. They should be touring you through the home. They should be showing you the different spaces. So as a buyer, please don't touch anything. It's really out of respect for the seller of the home. And you know, that's fair, that they deserve to protect their family. Here's what happens though, even before you get to book a showing. In most cases, when I go to book a showing on a property that one of our clients is interested in viewing, I, as the showing agent, receive a form that states kind of the typical things that we're becoming accustomed to. I need to warrant that I do not have any COVID symptoms, nor do my clients. That I have not been near somebody with COVID-19, and nor have my clients. That I have not traveled out of the country recently, and nor have my clients. And more recently, we're seeing an additional couple of clauses, such as me having to warrant that I am taking the precautions that are typical of not transmitting COVID-19, such as, for example, using hand sanitizer before entering the home and when leaving the home. In a lot of cases, listing agents like ourselves, we're actually leaving a bottle of hand sanitizer right at the entrance. And we expect that if you come into that home, that the first thing you do is you take some hand sanitizer just to be added safe. By the way, that's safe for the seller of the home, but it's also about safe for you as a prospective buyer of the home. So this is just kind of a broad view of some of the measures that are being taken. to protect everybody. Because let's face it, COVID-19, it's not just about you protecting yourself or me protecting myself, but we are a community. And so by taking precautions such as always wearing the mask, wearing gloves if we're asked to, or definitely hand sanitizing before and after, well, you and I, we get to do our part in keeping our neighbors, our community safe. So that's just a little information we wanted to share with you about buying and selling during the age of COVID-19. Please make sure to like, subscribe, press the bell button down below, and then you'll keep getting great content like that from us. We continue to teach you everything we can about the Toronto real estate market.